intelligence on Hack the Box. So let's go ahead and we'll start them up and everything. Let me go ahead and make sure I'm on the right VPN first off. And let's see if we can get them. I didn't get them at the very end. What's up, Bottleneck? How you doing? It's a little bit, you can tell. It's going to take a minute to be able to do this one. We're going to remove everything because that's the type of person I am. Actually, I don't want to remove a couple things. Is it date.py that I don't want to remove? No, date generator. So let's go ahead and move date generator. Just so I don't have to find it again. Back one. We'll go ahead and we'll move date.py back one. And we'll go ahead and we'll move words.py back one. I think that should be all of them. I think that should be all of them that I want to move back. But yeah, you can tell this is going to be a little bit of a pain. I'm doing great. Let's go remove everything else. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll start off with the Rust scan. Let's see what we got here. So we do have port 80, right? 445. No ports for domain controller though. We have 88. Let's go and check out that port 80. All right, we got this intelligence circuit right here. You go to contact, enter your email address. But then we get this announcement document. We can see that we can download some things, right? So we go to download, and we get this, a date, right? So let's try like 02, and we get another one. Okay, 03. Okay, nothing. So we know that we have something going on up here with the documents and everything, right? So let's try to scrape and see what actually exists, right? So we can move that date generator to right here. Move that date.py, because I don't remember which one it was. So right here. I'll move that words.py back. So like right where we wanted that. It's right here. So let's go ahead and, whoops. It's right there. Let's go ahead and sublime that date generator first. Yes, this is the one that I want. So pretty much we can tell it how we want to write the date out, because obviously there's different ways that a date can be written. This one goes year, month, day with tax. So let's go ahead and Python that date generator. And it says, hey, what's the starting year, ending year, and then the display format, and then operational separator, right? So if we do a Python date generator.py, and we saw that the starting year was 2020, right? If we go back to the site, 2020 0101 pretty much. So let's go ahead and go with that. 2020 0101. And then a separator. So that's the starting year. The ending year, we'll say 2023 0101. And then a separator, which is a tac, right? I think I might have to actually put in quotes the separator. There we go. It does not like that separator, like right there. So starting year, ending year, display format. Okay. Sorry, that's why. Starting year 2020, ending format 2023, and then we want a tac in there for the display format, optional separator, and in between display format, which is going to be 0 tac. There we go. Okay. So now we have it by year, month, day, right? From 2020 all the way up until 2022 up here, right? So let's go ahead and fuzz this guy now with fuff. We'll see what we can't find or what we can find or whatever else. We also need to append actually is upload.pdf on it. So let's go ahead and look up how to append something. Append each line. Append .pdf to every line in a file in bash. There we go. So we'll see how to append something like real quick. I remember it being pretty easy to actually be able to do. Append information at the end of each line in bash. How do I add a string after each line in a file? Yep. There we go. So we're going to do this guy like right here, right? And we're just going to say .pdf. And then tac I, we have to obviously save that. We'll save that to date dates.text. So if I cat dates.text, we can see it's there. So we'll say that to dates.text. Let's go ahead and cat that dates.text now. And we do have .pdf at the every single one. Right, let's go ahead and make sure that's correct because I think we have to actually append and upload, right? Yeah, we have to append upload.pdf. So remove dates.pdx, dates.text, and we'll go ahead and we'll try that one more time. And this time we have to append a tac upload.pdf, right? That's what we want to append to the end of each line. There we go. And let's see what that does. And now we have a tac upload.pdf. I'm just used to using Google. That's all. In all honesty, I'm just used to using Google. ChatGPT, I've used it. We've broken it. It's given us wrong information. It's told us wrong stuff. I don't know. Google. All right. So let's go ahead and fuff. I feel like ChatGPT got way too much like, you know, something like this is amazing kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? There's more amazing things in the world. Let's go ahead and fuff. Tech W is going to be dates.text. Right, tech U. Okay, so we actually want to go ahead and we want to grab from here over, documents over. And we'll call this fuzz here, right? And we'll go ahead and we'll save this into fuzz.text. Let's see if we get anything. Okay, we do. We seem to have gotten quite a few things right in here. In this fuzz.text, quite a few, all right? Let's go ahead and start to cut this guy down a little bit. So we'll cut tac D. Let's see here. We got this thing over there, right? Tac F2 from that file was called fuzz.text, right? To cut.text or some of that. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and see what it looks like first. Okay. So we'll save that to cut.text. And then from here, we can go ahead and we can cut tac D that, I would say. Tac F2 from cut.text. Okay, there we go. We'll save that into, I don't know, pdf.text or upload.text. Right? And now what we need to do is we just need to get rid of all these lines in here, right? So what does that do? Well, at least it gets rid of the very beginning. Okay. We could probably just sublime cut.text now. That would be a problem right there now, wouldn't it? Let's do Control D and sublime text. Gather all those, delete, and then delete again. And there we go. Now we have one nice word list here, right? So now what we can do with this is we can use wget. Our file here, right? So now what we need to do is we need to append the IP address in front of every single one of these. So now we need to append the IP address. We can just go ahead, since it's so little now, we just go ahead and just scroll down like that. Just do every single one of them at once. See here? Okay, we're done with that. We do go ahead and do an H. I don't like that over there. Whatever, just got to delete that. HTTP. Then we'll get the IP address like real quick. 10.10.10.248/documents. There we go. Now we can tell wget. What happened up there? Hate to see it. Okay, there's that. And let's go ahead and, yeah, I like sublime text a lot. Let's go ahead and we'll do that for cut.text. So what this is going to do, wget tac I looks at a file. And it's going to download all those things from that file is what it's going to do. Looks like we downloaded 99 files. All right. I actually kind of want to move. Let's go ahead and move these guys actually into a move. No, we can leave them there. Whatever. They can stay there. Yeah, we'll move them. Move to star. Let's go ahead and make a directory called PDFs. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the exit data on it. For any one of them, who cares? Sure. And we see a name here. We see a creator, right? So we may be able to build a word list off of here by exif2 on every single one of these guys. And we'll go ahead and we'll grep for creator, right? And then we'll save that into users.txt. Let's see what we get here. I should actually do grep tag I, huh? There we go. Let's go and cat that users.txt. And we see a whole bunch of people now, right? So we got all these people. Okay, cool. We got some people now. So 99 users, okay? Now let's go ahead and cut again. Users.txt to usernames. Let's go ahead and make sure that's screwed up. Users1.txt. Then we'll go ahead and we'll cut users1.txt to usernames. Notice I saved usernames back over here. Okay, because now we got all these usernames, right? There should be any spaces, right? Down there. So now we got a bunch of usernames. Now we have a bunch of usernames. We don't have a password or anything like that yet, right? We can try to curve root it. Let's go ahead and try that real quick. Usernames.txt. 10.10.10.248. We think it's called intelligence.htb. Let's go ahead and crack map exec that. Right. We'll find out here in a second. Yep, sure enough, it is called intelligence.htb. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. And okay, every single one of these users are valid, but none of them are Kerber roastable, right? So now let's go ahead and see if we can't find a password in one of those PDFs. So now what we need to do is we need to look for something in every single one of these PDFs. So unless you want to open up every single one, you may want to get an automated tool for that, right? That's right where the words.py comes into play, like right here. So we'll go ahead and we'll sublime words.py. Okay, our search terms is right here. All right, pretty much what I did was I started researching if anyone has done this before for a PDF. And sure enough, this guy has one for just PDFs. Like if you have a bunch of PDFs, it goes through his searches, right? So there we go, like right there, okay? That's what I'm looking for is password, pass, user, and username. So let's go ahead and run that. Okay. See if we found anything. We do. Found password and document of this one. 2020-06-04. So let's go ahead and cat that guy. Well, Firefox him because he is a PDF. And we do get a password. So let's go ahead and use crap map exec now with that password. All right. I don't remember what the PDF parser was actually called. I found it literally on like a medium.com post or something like that. I just started researching how to do that, how to scrape PDFs for certain words. And people had like how to do it once, and then this guy had to do it once, and then he had like a whole article on it. Let's see if I can let's see if I actually bookmarked it. Oh, there we go. So there you go. Searching for text and PDFs at increasing scale. And I think I grabbed this one like right here. Or it might have been this one. This looks more like it, like right here. But yep. Okay, so it looks like we have Tiffany Molina, it looks like, right? So let's go ahead and I guess SMB because it's safe. We don't get the little pawn thing next to her. So let's go to SMB, or actually let's echo Tiffany.Molina. And her password into userpass.text. And let's go ahead and crack map exec that. Or not crack map exec, but SMB client. Okay, she does get some stuff here. Let's go ahead and do an IT. See if we can get anything with this. Okay, we can see stuff, okay? We have this down detector.ps1. Let's go ahead and get that down detector. Exit out here. Now let's go ahead and cat that down detector.ps1. Okay, so but this is running every 5 minutes, right? And what it's doing is it's going into LDAP. It's searching for an object called web star, all right, within DNS records. So what we should, and then Ted Graves is doing that, right? So Ted Graves is probably the one that's running this, I would think. But what we should tend to be able to do is put a record into DNS records, thus allowing us to be able to get a hash from Ted Graves. And then hopefully we can actually crack that hash. So what tool we're going to use for this is DNS tool. So I think if I go to and it's called something really weird. Is this one like right here? Yeah, where's forget like where it's at. But it's got a really weird name. Is it the curve relay? Yes, it is. Okay, if we do a Python DNS tool, all right, .py, okay, and if we cat that thing, let's go and cat that again. No, I put it in the other. Cat that down detector again, okay? It's looking for something that's called web star, right? So, and it's looking at intelligence.htb. So if we go to DNS tool and we have our username, which is intelligence.htb, Tiffany Molina, her password, we're going to add something to DNS records, okay? We're going to add, what we're going to add is something called webapp.intelligence.htb because we need something that starts with web. Web, whatever you want after that, okay? And then for that, search, come here to this domain, all right, and put it on that record. That's our domain, like right there. So let's go ahead and start up sudo responder for ton 0. And let's go ahead and send this off. And we should, within the next 5 minutes or so, get a callback. Now, something we should also be able to do is actually look up. Let's see if we can actually find. Guess not like right there we can't. Where are my notes at? Cherry tree. There they are. And this will be the longest 5 minutes of your life, too. Okay, let's go and see if anything's happened yet. So this might take a minute. Might just take a break, go to a commercial break or whatever. Also, in my Sudi Nano Etsy host, my Etsy host, I do have intelligence already in here, as you can see, like right there. Actually, while this is waiting, we can actually go to CD into desktop hack the box intelligence. Let's go and start with Python 3 or Bloodhound Python. Okay, we're obviously not going to start on him because we don't know he exists yet. So we'll start with Molina. See if she can run it. All right, so we know that we have a SVC INT .intelligence.htb and also a DC .intelligence.htb. We might want to throw that also into Etsy host. And also that DC intelligence, as you saw, was already in there. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's start up our, we'll go to another terminal here. Oh, and we got a hashback also. I'm actually going to re-upload it in there because I think it's already the same one. If intelligence.htb is already in there, I'm just going to keep it like that. Just so we don't have to start it and stop it and start again. And we did get a hash also. So let's go ahead and look at that hash that we got. Let's go ahead and echo that. Into hash.text. We'll do a John hash.text. Fork equals 4. And we'll see if we get anything out here. And also let's go ahead and hop back over here. So we know that we have a hash now for Ted Graves, right? So let's look up Molina. Her name was Tiffany, right? Tiffany Molina. Okay. We've already got her. So let's go ahead and mark her as owned. Does that any more names? And Etsy host, that allows you because now, so even though we're not going to a web page, we might have to use that SVC, like you're saying, like right here, because it won't be able. So even if this is in there, right? It still doesn't know that this is in there or this. It doesn't know that those two are in there. So it's just going to look for intelligence.htb. It's not going to go through these other two. So if it doesn't go through those other two, that can cause problems, right? On a web page, you see it easily, right? It just doesn't load the web page. What we're doing here, since we're attacking, what is this? Since we're attacking a domain controller, this can cause problems with things like a tickets, things like that, because it may not know where that send that ticket and stuff like that. So that's what can cause problems there. All right, so let's go ahead and echo ted.graves and that Mr. Teddy into user pass.text. Okay. All right, so now we have Ted Graves. I want Graves. All right, so now we got that. Okay. We already did Tiffany Molina. Then we want Ted.Graves. Right. Let's go ahead and he's already marked his own. Let's go ahead and double click on him. All right, see if he can do anything because that's who we just got hash for. So obviously this is probably the way up, right? So if we start scrolling down, okay. Derivative, let's see here. No. Transitive. No. Where did I find it at? Simply the same object group. Foreign group memberships. Should actually be seeing something else in here. Oh, okay, here we go. That's why we should actually be seeing anything else. I messed up. Okay. So as Ted Graves, okay, he is a member of IT support who can read the GMSA password of SVC INT. Okay, service INT, right? So, and we know that service INT was a computer, but it also looks like it may be a user too, right? So, it's most likely also a service account. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can't do a GMSA. So if I go to Tools, I believe it's just under GMSA. All right, we got GMSA password dumper. So let's go with Python, Tools, GMSA password dumper for 10.10.10.248, intelligence.htb, right? Ted.Graves, Mr. Teddy. Okay, he can dump GMSA, right? I started a live stream. Yeah. So no matter how good you are, you're gonna suck whenever you live stream hacking, because you're gonna forget everything that you know. It's pretty funny. But other than that, that's about it. And don't burn yourself out doing it. All right, so we do get his hash. We go ahead and try to crack that. We're not going to be able to. We go and try to crack or pass the hash. Again, we're not going to be able to. Okay. But what we can do is we may be able to pass a ticket, but we have to see if we can pass a ticket, if we're allowed to delegate to anything, and what we're allowed to delegate to, right? So we found quite a few different things here so far, right? So, hey, Limum Oris? Hey, thanks a lot for the follow. I don't know why it's not showing up anymore. The little thing here. It's weird. I don't know why it's not showing up anymore. The little follower thing. There's the alert box. I don't know. Maybe one day again. Okay. So we have that, right? So we have his hash now. So now what we should technically be able to do is we should be able to do we should be able to get a ticket for him, right? But we need to know who to get the ticket from. So let's go ahead and let's look up that SVC. Okay, there we go. He's most likely a service account, right? Let's go ahead and double click on him. And okay, we are trusted to authenticate or auth, okay? So from here, we just have to figure out to who, and we're allowed to delegate to www.dcintelligence.hackthebox, okay? So that's what we can use, right? Instead of CIFS or something like that, we can use www or HTTP. If we were able to use HTTP, our life would be really easy because that's what WinRM uses. Okay. Now what we can do is we can go ahead, let's go ahead and echo that into what's called delegation.txt. Okay, we'll echo that into there, okay? Now we need to be able to create a ticket for that user, right? So let's go ahead and create a ticket for him, okay? So we'll do a get st.py, all right? Intelligence.hackthebox, SVC INT, right? The domain controller IP address, which is 10.10.10.248. We're going to impersonate the administrator. The SPN, which we just found, the service principal name, right? Which we just found is right here. That's our service principal name, okay? That we're trying to attack, right? That we're allowed to delegate to. And then a hash, okay? So there's our NTLM hash like right there. And this should create a ticket. Now, the other day when I did this, it just decided that it wasn't going to work anymore. So that was a little bit annoying. I don't know. All right. But let's go ahead and let's okay, let's go ahead and let's try to create a ticket again. And we get this clock skew to great. Okay. That means that the your computer and the virtual machine for Kerberos, it can only be so much off on the clock timing. And it's saying it's way too off. Now, if you're going through VirtualBox with this, and if you have guest utilities, you need to stop that. And I'm pretty sure I do. I forgot if I actually stopped it the other day or not. Sudo service, okay, VirtualBox, guest utils, stop. The reason you need to do this is because it seems like every 30 seconds, like a minute, and it'll go back to what it was before, which will skew your clock again. All right. Okay, so now that's stopped. Now we can go ahead and update our NTP. So we'll do a sudo NTP update. Is it update? Yeah, update. Or is it NTP date? I believe it's date. And we're just going to put in 10.10.10.248. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, cool. It worked this time, okay? So we've now updated our time. I don't know how to do it if it even needs to be done through, through VMware. So now let's go ahead and try to do that get st.py again. All right, we have now created a ticket, right? And we're impersonating the administrator user. So now we have to put our ticket into our KRB5, right? So we got to do a export KRB5 CNAME administrator.ccache. Looks good, okay? And then from here, we should be able to psexec, wmi-exec, do something. So let's go ahead and try wmi-exec.py. Okay, we're going to be logging in as the administrator, right? As the administrator on dcintelligence.htb. No pass, use Kerberos, because supposedly we have a ticket for him, right? It's for DC Intelligence HTB, right? So let's go ahead and try that. Like I said last time, this just didn't work. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm done. This time it worked. Let's go! Last time, because I did figure out that whole, what was it? VirtualBox problem, like way too late. And I was like, all right, I'm done for now. Like, I'm done. So we do a who am I? And we should be administrator. And we are. We do a CD to C, users. CD to the administrator. CD desktop. And we'll go ahead and type that root.txt. And that is how we pass the ticket. I'll give it a 5. I mean, it was medium. That was definitely a medium box. I have no idea where the other one's at, the user.txt. Cool. All right. So I'm picking up my son early from school today so we can go out and party. Because that's the type of father that I am. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good father or bad father. I don't know. I mean, he's in like a summer school program thing where he's not even in kindergarten yet. So it's not like he's in summer school. Not like I'm pulling out summer school. But yeah. He can do that. Let's go ahead and raid Anya. And that's going to be it. So y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you all later. Thanks a lot for sticking around, coming by. And yeah, y'all have a good one, all right? No, Bound-ng, thank you for coming by. Thanks a lot for swinging by. I'll talk to you all later.